Hello, my darling Fumi Nation. How are you? How are we? My name is Fumidesaluvold. For those of you that are stopping by for the very first time, you're so very welcome indeed. Yes, my darlings, the festivities have started and I am out, baby. I am out for a little itty bitty event. Do we live, do we love? Zara Ambassador. It's just a little shing ding. Maybe I should step back so that I can show you. That's it. And then I'll just wear some slinky heels. So yes, my babes, with a little bit of a bust light. Do we live, do we love? I have gone so light. It is unbelievable. I used to be dark, you know. Hold on, let me just double check this. That's it, yes. I used to be so dark. It's unbelievable. Just look. Just look. And so that, well, are we living and we loving? The hands are getting lighter. As a matter of fact, some of you were asking me what it was that I use. And I will tell you right now. Do I have it in here? No, I don't have it. Okay, doesn't matter. What I use is Mela White. And I use it on my knees and just look. Just look at how fabulous this is. All the hyperpigmentation is coming out. My entire complexion is evening out. Just look. This used to be all black and now it's evening out. I'll put a picture up so that you guys can see. Anyway, here we are, my darling. And Diddy is now receiving multiple lawsuits. And I don't think it's going to stop. I think this truly is the beginning of the end for him. And he will just have to find a way up and out. It is what it is. And he will just have to, let me just get this going. Yes. P. Diddy is receiving multiple SA allegations. Not one, not two. Let us start. TMZ has here. Diddy is being accused of drugging and sexually assaulting a woman on camera more than 3 decades ago in NYC. But he says the claims are bogus. According to a new lawsuit obtained by TMZ, a woman named Joy Dickinson Neal says she was a college student at Syracuse University in 1991 when she met Diddy. She says he took her on a date that quickly turned into a nightmare. In the suit, the woman claims Diddy took her out for chicken and waffles in January of 1991 at the Harlem restaurant where she worked, then drove her over to a recording studio. The woman claimed her legs felt rubbery and she couldn't stand when she tried getting out of Diddy's car, leading her to believe Diddy drugged her at some point during the meal. In the suit, the woman claimed that after leaving the music studio that same evening, where she says he SA'd her and secretly recorded it. She's suing Diddy under New York's Adult Survivors Act, a law providing alleged victims of a sexual abuse a 1-year window to file a civil lawsuit even if the statute of limitations is up. Thursday marks the deadline, which was last Thursday, to file such lawsuits, and that's when this suit was filed. A spokesman for Diddy tells TMZ this last-minute lawsuit is an example of how a well-intentioned law can be turned on its head. Ms. Dickinson's 32-year-old story is made up and not credible. Mr. Combs never assaulted her, and she implicates companies that did not exist. This is purely a money grab, nothing more. The woman also accuses Diddy of showing the secretly recorded tape to scores of people, claiming a musician once told her Diddy had shown the tape to everyone. The woman claims she fell into a tailspin after the alleged assault, dropping out of Syracuse and being diagnosed with clinical depression. The lawsuit comes on the heels of Cassie's explosive suit against Diddy, where she accused him of abuse and trafficking during their relationship. Diddy quickly settled Cassie's lawsuit. What do you mean quickly? It was overnight. Overnight, he settled it. And that was that. So that's lawsuit 1, okay? Then, here we go with the third, which is rather interesting. Oh, God. Oh, long. God. A spokesman for Diddy tells TMZ these are civil suits with fabricated claims of misconduct from over 30 years ago, which are nothing but blatant money grabs. Mr. Combs is being unfairly targeted by anonymous accusers who lie for financial gain. The New York legislature never intended the Adult Survivors Act to be exploited. Diddy has been sued a third time for alleged SA, and this time a third person is allegedly involved. Jesus. The lawsuit obtained by TMZ was filed anonymously by Jane Doe, bless her heart, who claims Diddy and singer-songwriter Aaron Hall took turns in her and one of her friends either in 1990 or in 1991. The lawsuit alleges the woman and her friend met Diddy at a record event, and Diddy and Hall began flirting with them, buying them drinks during the evening. The woman claims Diddy and Hall took the woman to Hall's apartment where she was offered more alcohol and then coerced into having doodah with Diddy. She says she was traumatized, and then as she lay in bed, Hall allegedly came in, pinned her down and upped her. She says her friend was also upped by both men. She says a few days later, Combs went to the woman's home and became enraged. He was irate and began assaulting and choking Jane Doe to the point that she passed out. Combs was searching for Jane Doe's friend because he was worried that she would tell the girl he was with at the time and what he and Hall had done to them. As you know, Cassie filed a lawsuit against Diddy last week, alleging, amongst other things, a doodah and doodah. The case settled the day after it was filed for an undisclosed amount, most probably 9 figures, because the minimum of 8 figures is 10 million, of which she turned down. I'm under the impression because the following day, after it had hit social media, it went like a wildfire. And all of a sudden, the rates were up. And so yesterday's price was no longer today's price. As for the second assault, the rep told us this last-minute lawsuit is an example of how a well-intentioned law can be turned on its head. Mrs. Dickinson's 32-year-old story is made up and not credible. Mr. Combs never assaulted her, and she implicates companies that did not exist. This is purely a money grab and nothing more. We reached out to Diddy's rep. So far, no word back. I tell you this, I was very much around there in the 90s. I'm not going to say too much. I'm going to let it play out. I got to America from London. The irony, since I'm back in London now, in 1995. I had just turned 24, I think, 24, 25. And the Hamptons was a big deal then. And New York City was on fire. And there were all kinds of shenanigans going on. Might I add, also Wall Street. Wall Street, there was a lot going on down there too. And the 90s was full of drugs. It was full of drugs, it was full of alcohol, it was full of parties. Do you guys remember, for those of you that were in New York circa 1990s, do you remember the club? Just tell me that you remember the club, and maybe I'll do a story time. I will start from there. Anyway, that was the shenanigans. Aaron Hall is a despicable human being. I have listened to some interviews and I just rendered speechless. Rendered speechless. Of course they're going to come for Diddy. Everybody is going to come out for you and try and get what they can. I'm under the impression that these ones will not be settled as quick because they're not as high profile as Cassie. A lot of you keep on asking us in the comment section, what happened to this man? What happened to Diddy? His father, I think, was in the game, and he was shot dead in his car when Puffy was 2 or 3. adult that you are, there's a huge part of your childhood that stays in its present state, acting certain things out. It's either you are from your childhood or you reject your childhood. It really plays a huge part. How Mama Combs raised him. What happened during that time when he was a little boy. Something kicked off. We don't know, but something kicked off. There was a snippet I saw of Little Scrappy. They were doing deep dives of things that bothered them. And Little Scrappy, I'm going to put the link below. Little Scrappy talked about how he knows that his mama had to do what his mama had to do. And she was dealing with drugs. And she was in harems. Is it a harem? Sex work houses. And Little Scrappy, the little boy, was raised in those circumstances. Tears fell from my eyes when he spoke about it, because you never really know how it affects a kid. I don't know. I don't know what Puffy went through to be and become this person that he is now. And there's so much coming out. You know, you just walk around and you say to yourself, who was this person among us? Who was this person among us? Myself included. I have to admit it. I would comment on his Instagram post when he was with his twins, with his children. And I always say, you know, Puffy, such a nice guy with his children. That's what I always felt, that, you know what, he was always about his kids. And he had daughters. I don't know whether he had brothers. It's a good question. Did he have brothers? Did he have sisters? I don't know. I just don't understand how he came about to be this. 2 allegations. I know more are going to come out. And Aaron Hall was just spewing garbage. A despicable human being. I get it now. I really do. As a mom, do I want my child to be involved in this kind of industry? Absolutely goddamn not. No. No. The dark is too dark. The dark is too dark. That's how I just look at it. It's too dark. And you don't know who to believe. And people that you thought, yeah, you know, decent human being, this, that, and the other. No. No. I couldn't trust nobody with my baby. I just couldn't do it. Don't forget to like, to subscribe, hit the notification button, my darlings, and I will see you what? I'll see you sooner than later.